Fáilte an Bunú. Welcome to Foundations in Irish Gaelic with Grounded Connections. We're really excited to welcome you into our language community. An Bunú is our entry point to all the different ways you can learn Irish with us, whether you want to participate in drop-in language playgroups, or immersive weekends or immersive weeks, or come with us to Ireland and work in teams to gather Irish together. An Bunú is how we'll welcome you in. Through that course, we're going to give you over 13 and a half hours of immersive play. On top of that, you'll get supportive video content that will help move you through the new model and show you how it works and why it's so effective, and give you support for your body and your spirit as you sort of shake off what school has taught us about how we learn. You'll learn to trust those around you. You'll never be put on the spot or expected to know or tested. Instead, if you don't know the answer or you're not sure what to do next, someone will jump in and give you the clues to help you on your way. So what's An Bunú? How does it work? So at An Bunú, instead of learning or memorizing grammar rules or lists of verbs and nouns, we're going to get you speaking right away. We're going to introduce you to the 5 core questions of journalism, like what, who, which, how many, why, when. And we're going to get you speaking right away. We're going to introduce you to 2 commonly used verbs and a handful of nouns, and we're going to play together as teams. Instead of using English to teach you Irish, we're going to use almost no English at all. We use English at the very beginning just to get you familiar, and then the setups, the way we create the game and the props we use and the hand gestures, they're going to teach you what we're talking about easier than if we were to use English. What we'll do, instead of creating an English to Irish translation of a language, which is kind of impossible because much of Irish, there is no direct translation to English, instead, what we'll do is we'll build your Irish brain. We'll help you learn how to communicate and articulate the world around you through Irish instead of through English. So at An Bunú, instead of the way we're taught in school, which is you need to sit still and memorize, what we're going to do is we're going to get you moving. We're going to use your hands, and we're going to shake off the idea that you need to constantly be paying attention and focusing in order to learn. Instead, we use this concept of spheres of familiarity. We use this idea of the meadow, a place where you could even be like napping and in class, or maybe breastfeeding your child, or taking care of a loved one, or prepping a meal, and or extended family. Somewhere where you'll sit and you'll mimic along. Maybe you'll do the hand gestures, maybe you play a little bit, but you're not speaking. Or you can be in curious engagement. You're at the table with us, you're speaking, you're using your hands. What we do is we create an environment in which you can learn either actively or passively, and your participation is valued no matter how you show up. You're welcome to arrive exactly as you are, how you feel in that moment, and you're encouraged to notice how your body feels as you play the game. Do you need to rest? Do you need to pause? If you want to know more about the spheres of engagement, River's made a video that'll explain it, so either check it out on our website, our YouTube, our Facebook, or our Instagram, and River will explain that more. So the thing about this model, the reason it's so effective, is it mimics exactly how you learned your first language as a child. You will copycat the most fluent speakers around you, slowly building your muscles and skills for pronunciation. Instead of being taught explicitly grammar rules, you'll learn them implicitly through the ways we speak and communicate. And then later, once you know how to speak, then you can learn to read and write and learn grammar rules. Once you already know how to make those sounds with your mouth, and when you already know how to communicate about the world around you. The important thing to notice or remember as you're using this model is you already have all the skills you need to learn a language this way because you've already done it. You did it as a kid. So there's no need to fret or worry. It's just going to happen easily over the course of our play together. Because the model we use, language hunting, mimics the way we learned as kids and not the way we were taught we learned in school, a lot of feelings can come up when we move through this model. Something we're doing that's special at Grounded Connections is we're incorporating support for your body so that you can like navigate and notice the feelings that are coming up for you, and then move into the different spheres of familiarity if you need a pause or a rest. And we're also going to talk about what happened with school, why were we taught to learn these ways, and what happens if we unlearn it, and where can we move toward? Like, how do we feel personally liberated when we learn to embrace rest and play, and when we learn that we don't need to sit still to learn, and when we recognize that we can actually learn from everyone around us. It's not just the teacher or the facilitator who can give us information and we can learn from. We can actually learn from each other. We don't need to look to some external authority or expert for the information, but that together we can get that information from each other. Now, because this model is so different from school, sometimes some of our participants have difficulty with the beginning stages of this. It's a little bit tricky to give up all these things that school has taught us that we need to do, or specific ways that we're supposed to learn. I know that for myself, when I was first going to classes with Brienne, I really resisted it. I was going to one-on-one classes with Brienne, and even though I knew I always learned so much Irish and I always enjoyed it when I was there, going to classes, I didn't want to. I really, really resisted because my past experience with school was so tricky, because I really struggled in traditional language classes, and I didn't like being put on the spot, and I didn't like feeling like I didn't know, and I didn't like all the feelings that came up with school, like guilt or shame or fear. So if you feel those things with us, that's okay. Reach out. We will encourage and support you through those feelings. That's the way we've designed this, to welcome you in and easily transition you towards fluency. Okay, so what's our goal? Our hope is that once you've gone through the foundations, and what we've noticed with our players who helped pilot the program with us, is you'll have the skills you need to hunt language in the world around you. You can play and teach Irish to your friends at home, and then maybe watch Ross Naroon with the subtitles, or listen to the radio, and you'll start to pick up bits of Irish that you can then teach to your friends. So even though I learned Irish several years before River did, once River joined this program and we could like teach each other through the model, we were able to share the bits of vocabulary we had and move together towards fluency. That's our hope with Grounded Connections and Language Hunting and on Bunú, is that you can join us. We'll move you we'll get you to the same level we're at, and then together as a community, we'll get fluent. So you'll have people cheering you on at every step of the way. You'll have people encouraging you, and you can encourage others and bring them along with you. So we really hope you join us at On Bunú. If you have any questions, send us an email, a direct message, contact us in whatever way is easiest for you, and we'll happily support you as you move towards fluency. So slán go fóill, and hope to see you soon.